A small pirate ship is sailing in the ocean. They are down on their luck and are ready to give up, but then they see a ship that they can rob. The ship turns out to not be alone, so the pirate ship tries to get away, but they are too late and their ship gets broken. It was a fleet of the Roman Empire and they are going to conquer Great Britain. Julius Caesar is talking about the country and says that it is a mysterious nation with strange customs. Precisely at 5 p.m., they drop everything and drink hot water. Caesar plans to attack them precisely at 5 so they don't fight back. Some British guards see the fleet and are going to alert the army, but don't run because that is not for gentlemen. Inside the palace of the queen, we see that a big rock just hit the table. She doesn't panic and just calls her butlers. They are getting attacked by the Romans, but nobody seems to care. One of their army men, named Gouderix, has a talk with her and says that they are about to lose if they don't fight back. He suggests asking the help of the Gauls, a village that knows how to make magic potions to make you stronger. He exits the village through a secret escape and goes on his journey. Then we see a Gaul kid named Gouderix who is awakened by Asterix and Obelix. They must raise him and turn him into a man. Gouderix doesn't want to get out of bed, so Obelix throws the bed outside. After this, they are ready to give him training, but Gouderix says that violence is for the weak. Obelix doesn't like that and he throws Gouderix out of the window again. Gouderix finds a girl to talk to and keeps Asterix and Obelix waiting. This time, Asterix throws him far out of the gates and we see that Gouderix is here. He meets the people of the village and shakes Obelix's hand. Gouderix is impressed by Obelix's strength and Asterix explains that Obelix fell into the magic potion when he was a baby, so he doesn't have to drink it anymore to be strong. Before they go to Britain, Obelix says goodbye to their dog, who can't go with them on the trip. Then we see an illegal immigrant picked up by some Romans. They are bringing him somewhere when they see Asterix and Obelix. One soldier goes over to investigate and Asterix thinks this is a good time for Gouderix to test the potion. Gouderix takes a sip and slams the soldier far away. In the meeting room of Caesar, we see that he is mad because it is not as easy as he thought it would be to conquer them. One guy named Megacursus says to use their secret funds to hire mercenaries to do the dirty work for them. He wants to hire the greatest barbarians alive who have no fear. Caesar gives him the quest to find and hire them, and if he succeeds he will get very rich. Asterix and Obelix are on the boat going to Britain when someone sneezes. Asterix says bless you to Obelix, but it turns out to be the illegal immigrant. After a long journey, they finally get on British soil and inform the Queen. They are going to eat something in a small pub, only to find out it is filled to the brim with Roman soldiers. They look weird at them, but the Romans go back to their business. They get served some bad British delicacies when other Romans come in and are trying to find Gaulish people with a barrel. Everyone looks at them again, but Asterix and co. pretend that all of them are British. They get away with it and get to eating when Obelix barfs the food out because it is so bad. Now the Romans know that they aren't natives and they are about to be arrested. Asterix takes a sip of the potion and all the Romans come flying out of the bar. Asterix is mad at Obelix for barfing and says that he is looking for someone who is not as stupid as him. Then we see that Megacursus is with the barbarians. He is saying that they will get rich when they help the Roman Empire, but they don't need gold and only want to know how fear feels because they think that when you are scared, you can fly. They tried everything to get scared, but they don't have any fear. Megacursus says that the Brits are very fearful and the barbarians decide to go with him. Asterix and co. arrive in London and they decide to hide the barrel in an inn with other barrels and get to the house of Gouderix. Obelix is in love with the servant of Gouderix and he is about to give her a present. He decides to give her a stone and when she opens the door, it falls on the ground and the whole room gets messed up. The Romans have decided to gather all the barrels in London to find the magic potion. They will drink some of every barrel to check if it is the potion. It goes splendidly at first, but the further they go, the more drunk they get. The owner of the inn gets to Asterix and Obelix and says that the potion has been confiscated. We see that one of the soldiers found the potion and because he is so strong and also drunk, he decides to pick a fight with everyone there. Asterix and company get in there and hit the last Roman. Obelix decides to take a little sip from one of the barrels and also gets drunk. Gouderix finds the barrel and they get out. While they are heading out, Obelix gets off the wagon and decides to beat some Roman soldiers up because he thought they said he was fat. Everyone gets off and a thief gets to the wagon and steals it and also the potion. Right in the chase, Asterix finds a woman who seems into him. He blows it and goes to the thief. Before he can get to him, He gets hit by a Roman wagon. His own bottle with the potion spills, and the soldiers arrest him because they know he is one of the Gauls. Back at Gouderix's house, he finds out that Gouderix went to the beach with his wife and is furious. At the beach, Gouderix and the wife are kissing when two barbarians show up. Because Gouderix is so scared, they catch him because maybe Gouderix can teach them how to be scared. One of the Vikings takes the wife, but she gets away because she tickles him. He is faster than her and is about to catch her when Gouderix shows up. He distracts the barbarian and kicks him in the nuts. The wife takes the Viking to their home and ties him up. Then we see Asterix in jail, where he reunites with the illegal immigrant. Asterix gets taken to Caesar because Caesar has a proposition for him. Caesar wants to work together because he thinks they will make a great team. Asterix says no, and Caesar will torture him until he decides otherwise. Then we see Gouderix with the Vikings. They ask him what fear is, and after talking with Gouderix, they conclude that it is the flu for some reason. They are happy, and they all kiss him. In the house of Gouderix, the wife is interrogating the Viking. They ask if he wants something, and he says that he wants a drink in a rude way. The girls say that he needs to work on his manners and then give him hot water to drink. He spits it out, and the girls decide to give him a crash course in proper manners. Asterix is about to get tortured when Obelix and the immigrant break the door and get in. Obelix accidentally uses the lever, and now Asterix has a lot of burn marks on him. Then we see the Vikings again, who are about to throw Gouderix off a cliff, so they can see how well you can fly when you are scared. Back in the house, Asterix and Obelix are reunited with the wife. They will let the Viking go, so he will lead him to his camp so that they can save Gouderix. They all pretend to go away, and they leave the door open, but the Viking just gets out of the ropes and closes the door for them. The servant asks if the Viking wants to stay for dinner, and the newly transformed gentleman says no, so he wouldn't be a burden, and goes away this time. When he's about to leave, the Viking's foot stays hanging on a thread that the servant used for her string painting. The whole painting is broken, but the string is also attached to him, so they know where he is going. The Vikings are about to throw Gouderix off the cliff when the gentleman Viking shows up. He got followed by Asterix, Obelix and the servant is very mad at him for ruining the painting. She is so mad that the Vikings get scared for the first time. They believe they can fly, and they all jump off the cliff. Back at the house, we see the servant and Obelix doing all sorts of activities together, and they are in love. Gouderix comes back and says that the barrel will be at some kind of British sports competition. Then he starts a duel with Gouderix because he kissed his wife. The wife comes and is mad at Gouderix for doing this. She walks away, and Asterix and Obelix cheer him up. To cheer his wife up, he goes to her naked, but she runs away. Asterix, Obelix, and Gouderix are at the sports competition, and we see some Romans too. One player is injured, and they give him something to drink out of a barrel. It is the potion, and he is back in the game. He kicks the ball very far, and we see that the ball lands on the ship of the desperate pirates. Asterix and Obelix take the barrel, and the Romans chase after them. They also have the ball and give it to one of the Romans, so he will get overrun by both of the sports teams. They get on a boat, but one of the Romans uses a catapult to break it in two. When they get out of the water, the illegal immigrant in a Roman warrior outfit is waiting for them. He won't capture them, and he just comes with them. There is a heavy argument between Asterix and Obelix goes back to the house to be with the servant. The rest go to the village where the queen is staying and break the news that the barrel is at the bottom of the lake. Asterix says that it doesn't matter because he has the ingredients to make enough for the whole village. When they are done talking with the queen, he says that it was all fake and they need to pretend that they know what they are doing. Obelix is with the friends of the servant and they talk about friendship. He is sad and goes away to find Asterix again. Asterix is pretending to make the potion and gives everyone some of it. The villagers really like it and say that they also feel more powerful. The Romans go for their biggest attack on the village yet, but then Asterix gets out of the gates and goes over to talk to them. He says that they will use the magic potion if they don't go away, and the whole army is scared but still stay. Asterix leads the villagers and lets them attack the Romans. The Romans run away, scared for their lives, but Caesar finds out they are bluffing and makes the Romans go back in formation. Then the Romans get thrown in the air from behind, and it is Obelix. Asterix and Obelix become friends again, and they hug. The Romans gather again, and this time Asterix and Obelix will take them out for good. They run towards them and drive them to the cliff. All the Romans are falling, and the village is saved. Caesar is sad and goes away. The 5 friends, including the illegal immigrant, are on a podium, and the queen asks what the plant was that they put in the fake potion. The immigrant says that they call it tea where he comes from, and that is how tea is born. Gouderix takes this moment to thank his still mad wife, and they kiss. There is a party, and the servant shows up. She is mad at Obelix for abandoning her, but she is also proud of him for saving the queen. They say their goodbyes, and then we see the queen desperately trying to flirt with Asterix. Gouderix is playing with the local band, and the movie ends. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, subscribe.